That insult you're obsessing over? That rude comment that ruined your day? Here's the hard truth. You're not being disrespected, you're just weak. And 2,000 years ago, the Stoics already had the cure. Right now, as you watch this, you're choosing to be a victim, choosing to give strangers power over your peace. And worst of all, you're paying for it with your time, your focus, and your self-respect. But what if I showed you 11 ancient Stoic tricks that make insults bounce off you like arrows off armor? The catch? Most people would rather stay offended than learn this. Which one are you? Trick number 1 will change how you hear every insult forever. Picture this. Rome, 170 AD. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, walks through the streets as crowds whisper insults about him. They call him weak. They mock his philosophy. They question his rule. And his response? He wrote in his journal, "When you wake up, tell yourself, the people I meet today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest." But here's the critical part. He didn't write this to judge them. He wrote it to immunize himself. Fast forward to today. Someone leaves a rude comment on your post. A coworker throws shade. A stranger gives you a dirty look. And what happens? Your pulse spikes. Your face gets hot. You spend hours replaying it in your head. Why? Because modern culture has trained you to take everything personally, to treat every slight like a 5-alarm fire for your ego. But the Stoics discovered something revolutionary 2,000 years ago. Being offended isn't something that happens to you, it's something you choose. And once you learn how to reframe insults, not just suppress them, you become untouchable. These 11 tricks take less than 10 seconds each, but they'll rewire how you hear every insult, every dig, every backhanded compliment for the rest of your life. Most people will never learn them. You're about to. Trick number 1, the opinion filter. Let me hit you with some ancient wisdom that will change everything. Epictetus, the slave-turned-philosopher, asked his students, if some random person criticized your haircut, would you lose sleep over it? Of course not. So why do we treat their opinions about our careers, relationships, and life choices like sacred texts? Here's your power move. The moment someone insults you, pause and ask, would I pay this person $500 for life advice? If the answer is no, and it almost always will be, their words have exactly the value you've assigned them. 0. This is how Stoics transform insults from emotional landmines into background noise. Trick number 2, the mirror test. Marcus Aurelius kept this practice at the heart of his morning routine. When someone's words sting, don't react, reflect. Literally look in a mirror if you can, or just close your eyes and ask, is there truth here? If yes, congratulations, you've just been handed a free roadmap for self-improvement. If no, even better, you've discovered their issue, not yours. The key is to thank them either way. As Marcus wrote in his private journal, the obstacle becomes the way. This single question can turn your biggest critics into unwitting mentors. Trick number 3, the 10-minute rule. Seneca, the billionaire philosopher, called anger temporary madness, and modern neuroscience proves he was right. When you're insulted, your amygdala hijacks your prefrontal cortex for about 8 to 10 minutes. Here's your biochemical hack. The moment you feel that heat rising, set a timer. Breathe. Walk away if possible. When the timer goes off, ask, does this still matter? You'll find 90% of insults evaporate like morning dew. For the remaining 10%, you can now respond with surgical precision rather than emotional shrapnel. This is why the Stoics said, delay is the antidote to anger. Trick number 4, the stone analogy. Picture this. A dog barks furiously at a stone rolling down a hill. Does the stone stop? Does it bark back? Of course not. Now imagine you're that stone. The barks are insults, the hill is your purpose. This visual was core to Epictetus' teachings to his students. He'd say, if someone tries to insult you and you don't feel insulted, where's the insult? The power isn't in the words spoken, but in the meaning you assign. Next time someone throws verbal daggers, imagine them bouncing off like that stone, because in reality, that's exactly what's happening. Trick number 5. The "they're sick" frame. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "When people injure you, ask yourself, what wrong belief makes them do this?" This wasn't just philosophical musing, it was psychological armor. Modern therapy calls this cognitive reframing. When someone insults you, instead of thinking, "How dare they?" ask, "What pain must they be in to act this way?" This doesn't excuse bad behavior, but it does neutralize its emotional impact. As the Stoics understood, hurt people hurt people. Your power comes in recognizing the sickness behind the symptom. Trick number 6. The comedy reframe. Here's a technique the Stoics didn't teach but should have. Imagine your critic delivering their insult while wearing a clown nose. Better yet, picture them as a cartoon character. The moment you can hear their voice as squeaky or exaggerated, you've broken its spell. Modern psychology confirms this. Humor creates emotional distance. As Viktor Frankl discovered in concentration camps, between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose. Your comedy reframe expands that space from milliseconds to meaningful perspective. Trick number 7. The Deathbed Test. The Stoics practiced memento mori, remembering death, not to be morbid, but to gain clarity. Try this. When offended, project yourself to your final hours looking back. Will this matter then? If not, it doesn't matter now. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Keep death before your eyes daily, and you'll never have base thoughts or excessive desires." This is the ultimate perspective hack, transforming petty slights into what they truly are. Background noise in your epic life story. Trick number 8. The silence challenge. Epictetus taught, silence is a warrior's reply. Modern research shows that when you don't react to bad behavior, you actually rewire the insulter's brain to stop provoking you. Your silence isn't weakness, it's strategic dominance. The next time someone tries to bait you, count slowly to 5 in your head. Notice how often they either backtrack or reveal their true insecurity. As the Stoics knew, the less you defend, the less you need to defend. Trick number 9. The thank you trick. This one seems counterintuitive, but works like magic. When insulted, respond with sincere thanks. I appreciate you sharing that perspective. This isn't about being fake, it's about reclaiming power. The Stoics called this the reverse clause, transforming obstacles into advantages. Your thank you does 3 things. 1. Confuses the insulter. 2. Makes you appear unshakable. And 3, most importantly, trains your brain to genuinely not care. Try it just once and feel the power shift instantly. Trick number 10. The pre-offense meditation. Marcus Aurelius began each day by mentally rehearsing potential insults and setbacks. Modern athletes call this visualization training. Spend 30 seconds each morning imagining someone insulting you, then picture yourself responding with calm indifference. Neuroscience shows this mental rehearsal creates neural pathways that make the real thing easier. As Marcus wrote, the art of living is more like wrestling than dancing, because it requires you to stay ready for sudden attacks. This is how you build emotional muscle memory. Trick number 11. The ownership switch. The ultimate Stoic move. When offended, ask, why does this bother me specifically? Often, the sting reveals an insecurity you need to address. Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you interpret it that matters. This final trick ties all others together, transforming every insult into either useful feedback or irrelevant noise. Master this, and you'll catch yourself feeling grateful to your critics, the highest level of Stoic immunity. Here's your challenge. Don't try to master all 11 tricks at once. That's how people fail. Pick just one today. Maybe it's the opinion filter when you check your comments later. Maybe it's the 10-minute rule next time someone pushes your buttons. Here's how I know you're serious. Comment right now with which trick you're committing to. mirror test, silence challenge, whatever it is, I'll personally reply to the first 50 responses to hold you accountable. Because let's be real, 95% of people will stay offended their whole lives, scrolling angrily through comment sections forever. But you're in the 5% who actually evolve. Smash like if you're done with victim mentality. Subscribe for more Stoic power moves. The algorithm hates this, but winners love it. And turn on notifications because next week's video will change everything. How to make them regret underestimating you. The Stoic mindset for turning doubters into cheerleaders. The Stoics ruled empires during wars and plagues. You're letting a Twitter troll ruin your afternoon. Time to level up. Now, go be untouchable.